Welcome to the League of Free Worlds Information.
Welcome to your craft, pilot. Use this time to familiarize yourself with the controls. Refer to your training manual for further instructions. To conclude your free flight, maneuver your craft towards the jump gate, which is highlighted on your targeting radar.
Good evening there, this is Caesar G-Man with a Let's Play of Colony Wars. Colony Wars was a game that was created for the PlayStation by a company called Psygnosis, which is mostly UK based. It was released in 1997 and it was a space shooter simulator, though the flight mechanics are arcade based because it doesn't take into account non-Newtonian physics. You're basically playing a rebel who belongs to something called the League of Free Worlds, who are fighting against the oppressive Earth Empire. Without further ado, we'll continue. I will be remaining quiet during the cutscenes and mission briefings, but this playthrough will play until I get a final ending, whether that be the really bad ending or the really good one. I also like to say that the entire mission path of this is completely not random, but can branch off, so depend on each person's playthrough, you'll get different missions, you'll get different outcomes, which is one of the things that made this game really replayable. So we'll continue and start the campaign.
The Navy was stretched across the star systems, governing and oppressing, then transporting its spoils back to Earth. The League was small and tightly knit, able to hit the Navy hard and quick before disappearing into darkness. But when we heard there was a new threat to Galanaya, our home star system, the whole fleet felt a cold rush of fear. The Battle of Benet had lifted us all, inexperienced as we were, but now the entire system was at stake. This time, our families needed us. This time, we were protecting our homes.
Navy missions within Galanaya appear to be increasing. It is feared that protracted military incursions are planned. Intelligence data indicates concentrated targeting of planetary zones. Civilian areas are not excluded. Navy fighters are currently on course for Midas Spaceport. Docked civilian transports are believed to be the target. Serious potential civilian damage. Cargo destruction is also likely. The installed defense grid cannot be used due to proximity of civilian craft. Navy incursions within Galanaya system are unacceptable. Intercept and destroy all enemy craft. Civilian vessels must be protected. Immediate response required.
So the first mission is basically you're given the scout fighter, the S5 Vampire, and we have to destroy some enemy craft around a spaceport, which has civilian craft around. I will quickly talk that each act, which has a series of missions, and how the missions go and how you get them depends on if you pass or fail certain missions. Same as whether act you get depends on if you fail that act or succeed. Here's the famous launch screen where my first early stream failed. Looks like it's gonna work, yep, and it's super fast.
This is Midas Starport. We are under attack. Please assist.
So we've got anti-shield lasers because every fighter and spacecraft has shields. Think of it as like 2 health bars. So there's the first fighter gone. We also have a missile called a stun missile, which basically disables the weapons of the target. Of course, big fleet craft will require more hits.
Only one enemy remaining.
So we've got him there. Anti-shield lasers only work against shields, so once the shields are stripped, as we'll show here, nothing's happening. Conventional lasers will work on shields, but only, I believe, at 1/4 strength. There we go. First mission complete.
This is Midas Starport. Surrounding area clear. Well done. You are clear to dock.
Thanks there, mate.
Docking sequence initiated.
And one thing that always gets me, you're on your own with this mission, and you see like 500,000 fighters fly past when the work's done. I know it's because of the limitations of the PlayStation console and engine, but still annoying. So we can see here our debriefing. We killed 3 enemy fighters. We didn't lose any fleet. We didn't lose any fighters. This is logged throughout your whole campaign. So the more fighters you kill, the more enemy fleet ships that are destroyed, you get better ranks.
Attacks on civilian centers are resulting in major skill shortages throughout Galanire. Scientists and engineering staff are required for urgent interbase transfer. Dedicated staff transport networks now established. Network inspectors within Acheron Zone report potential threats to skilled flight craft technicians in convoy from Midas. Destination classified. Enemy cells in vicinity known to favor use of anti-civilian aggression. This convoy is regarded as a high-risk target. Join the convoy as armed backup. You are cleared to engage hostile craft. Use absolute aggression. Ensure safe passage for civilians.
Next mission, we're given a different ship called the Dark Angel, which is seen as sort of like the hero ship of the League. If you go into the craft database, I'll explain why, which has a lot of lore of this game built in. And it's one of the reasons why I love this game, because it actually feels like you're living in the world. Different loading screen this time, but again it's still a loading screen. We can see the Dark Angel there. So what's the difference with this one? This one has double lasers. It's basically seen as an escort ship, this one, or defense ship. And we're not fighting me as scouts this time, we're actually fighting dangerous ships. Oh, our friend the Dark Angel's getting this one, but I want the kill. We also have extra missiles, so we have trackers, stun and anti-shield this time. As you can see there in the bottom middle is what I like to call the map.
Additional enemy fighters have been detected in the area.
This gets more fun by the minute.
Now we've got a new type of ship called a Stormlord appear, which is basically a bomber. Every ship has its type, so the Avalanche is like a heavy strike. But the Dark Angel, again, uses stun to disable its weapons. There we go. Quick and easy mission.
Area clear. Mission complete.
I love how they've
Return to
automatically
base.
assumed that the area is clear. Again, I know it's because
Commencing
of
jump
plot.
sequence.
Thankfully, due to the emulator, loading screens are only seconds rather than about a minute. As we can see there, we killed now 6 fighters. Nice.
Increased Navy hostility now resulting in violent outbreaks deep within Gallinaire system. All available League resources are recalled in systems defense. Warp hole entry data indicates frequent Navy clusters entering illegally. Enemy personnel count within Gallinaire is high and ascending. Current prisoner of war holding facilities are inadequate. Large-scale POW transfers in progress. Captured assault forces in transport between Proteus and Midas have been subject to intensive Navy scanning signals. Risk of Navy interference is high. Escort this prison bay and supply full response capabilities. These prisoners must not escape. Accept no Navy aggression. You have permission to engage enemy on site.
Another mission with the Dark Angel. Again, it's considered like the poster child of the League. The lore explains why.
Enemy presence detected.
I'll get one, you get the other.
I'll also use this now opportunity to explain what you're seeing. On the left hand side is your shields. So the two circles. And the one underneath is your thrust. The other side indicates enemy health and shields that you're looking at. It could also indicate friendly. And the other one, the lightning icon, is meant to represent the enemy's sensors. So you'll eventually get weapons that can be used to disable.
Pods launched. Target and destroy. Decode. Frigate detected.
This is POW Transporter 441.
Now we've seen our first fleet ship.
Area and are ejected. Do not let them escape.
And then you've got your two bars here. The one on the left hand side is your heat level. So when it gets to the top, you run out of, as you can see there, the lasers start shooting a lot slower. On the right hand side is your how many missiles you have left. And it's going to go boom!
Return to base.
There we go, it's a big boom.
Jump sequence initiated.
Okay, so we've now officially finished our first act. Apparently we didn't destroy any fighters, which I find is a load of codwallop. The blue bar means that your wingman or a fleet ship that wasn't you who destroyed that, but we did destroy the frigate. In case you wondered why it says password, this was for people who didn't have memory cards back when it was a PlayStation. That isn't a problem for us, so we're going to save here. Because you always get the chance to save at the beginning of every new act. Obviously, it's just ignoring save states. So now we'll have our second cutscene.
Lights on the 7 planets of Gallinaire were extinguished as the invasion threat grew. We even built anti-reflectors over the phosphorus lakes of Acheron. They'd have attracted the Navy like moths to a flame. And somewhere on one of those terrified planets was the Father, watching, waiting, preparing himself and his army for the onslaught. Everyone knew the Earth wanted to take Gallinaire and crush the League forever, but no one knew the Father. In those dangerous times, we trusted a stranger, and he in turn trusted us.
Current war status suggests that consolidation of League activity within Gallinaire is now vital. League Command insists that the Gallinaire battle platform must be seized from Imperial control to prevent further costly Navy incursions. Intercepted Navy data transmissions indicate imminent transfer of troops and hardware to Gallinaire. League Command planned to transmit false data from platform in order to prevent this. For this to be achieved, it is imperative that this mission is carried out within a strict time buffer. Ensure that battle platform is disabled within the time allocated. Platform shields and sensors must be lowered. Platform must remain undamaged. to enable subsequent League assault landing.
So now we're being given access to the S9 Hydra. We can't pick the ships, unfortunately, because I've picked the S11 Demon, which is a very heavy fighter every time. But every fighter has its own weapon loadout, and you're going to see a couple of new weapons with this one, which we'll show here. Another great glorious loading screen, which will last seconds.
Attention. Enemy fighters detected. Remaining time until capture force frigate reaches target, 5 minutes.
Let's get rid of these fighters first, then disable this monster.
So obviously our shield lasers have gone up. We've still got conventional. We've got something now called an EMP gun, which is basically what you use to disable ships. So there we go here, there we go. And now we've got something called a scatter gun, which is like a rapid fire gun design. Basically, I would say designed more for fighters. You can see the fighters in the background as red dots over here, and there's the battle platform. Gee, I wonder what that fucking looks like. Oh. As you can see there, blue dots are the bodies. Also got a new missile called the motion
let's
missile.
take out this platform. Use your EMP weapons, pilot.
Okay, so because this is a big fight, it's going to have fleet ships will fire these blue lasers basically flat. There is another weapon that's a beam weapon. That's only if you don't move. I will demonstrate what it does by not moving, because I've got plenty to see. There we go, and it does a crap ton of damage. So usual tactic is just to move backwards and forwards. 9 times out of 10 this is enough. As you can see there, there's the lightning bar. We hit it there. Now it says the sensor is currently offline. When that happens, it can't fire at you. It can't even move, so all you gotta do is keep nailing it. Like a nail.
This is command. Battle platform disabled. Well done.
And once it hits permanent, the
Jump
ship is,
sequence
well,
initiated.
for all intents and purposes, dead. It's literally your mercy. So the scatter gun is quite useful against enemies, like enemy fighters. And then obviously you've got the EMP, which is quite good for fleet craft. Though there is a couple of enemies that are immune to EMP damage. Fighters, while they can be stunned, don't stay stunned forever, they will regenerate. As we can see here, we've killed another 4 enemy fighters and we've gained a rank. We're now a freedom fighter.
Securing control of battle platform is now highest priority. Intelligence data confirms transfer of Navy military hardware to Gallinair Zone. The future success of League activities is reliant on maintaining a secure home system in this region. League reinforcement forces are now prepared to attempt a landing on the battle platform. Platform defenses have been disabled, enabling passage for landing parties. Craft technicians are currently confirming completion of pre-flight procedures. Protect all League craft involved in this mission. Assault craft must reach platform.
Okay, so this one's basically an escort mission. These are the missions I fucking hate. Also, it's the babysitting missions. Good news is we've got the Hydra, which is, I would say, one of the best ships in the game. And it looks cool.
This is command. Platform defenses are down. Commence second stage of assault.
So we've got some enemy fighters here. Thunder Childs, which are basically like their strike fighters. Our league frigate is uncloaking. Got another Thunder Child there. Because if you do that, that hit the wrong button. Basically, because if you get that incoming was basically a missile being fired at me, and if you enable the back shot, yeah, let's stay on target. Okay, mate, calm down.
Nice shoot!
Oh gosh, that APC nearly bought it. Normally I don't struggle this mission, but best thing to do, because at this point there's only one fighter that gets launched. It's usually the recon fighter, the tornado. So I just continuously bully it with EMP weapons. I will warn you that if you have photosensitive epilepsy, be very careful playing this. As long as I keep doing this, the fighter can't even, shoot at anyone. Eventually, if I go too far, the game will kick me ass and send me back
This
in.
is command.
And there we go.
Assault
End of
Force
mission.
has taken control of the battle platform. Mission complete.
Commencing jump sequence.
So again, we destroyed 6 fighters, though one was destroyed by me co-pilot, which is still a good thing. And here we
Navy
go.
activity beyond the Gallinair warp hole is increasing. Intelligence reports indicate that bomber operations are being targeted on the battle platform. Heavy attacks on League battle platform forces are now expected by enemy ships traversing warp hole. System security procedures have been placed on an alert footing. Warp hole closure is imminent. Intercept and destroy all enemy craft in platform region. Ensure adequate firepower to cover execution of warp hole closure. Expect significant Navy interference.
So now we're using the S-11 Demon, which is basically a heavy fighter with heavy weapons. There is a couple of more fighters left that we haven't used, and we will end up using them at some point. But my favourite one is this one because it has the plasma cannons. Our mission now is to basically protect what we've stolen, which is the battle platform. Also known as the Wish.com Death Stars.
This is Gallinair battle platform. Estimated time to warp hole closure,
Okay, so
5
we've got
minutes.
Stormlords.
We've got fighters coming through the warp hole. Let's give them hell.
We also have a new weapon here, which is the plasma cannon, which is slow firing, but it is goddamn heavy hitting. And again, we're going up against Storm Lords, which are basically anti-fleet craft fighters, bombers. Alright, so... And we have got the EMP guns as well that the Hydra has, and the scatter gun. We also have two new weapons, anti-shield torpedo, missiles, and a grapple gun. The grapple gun could be used to capture craft like this. Sometimes I like to do it to bully fighters, because if I can keep them attached to me, they can't go anywhere. Oh,
a large enemy presence has been detected emerging from Warp Hole. This poses a major threat to Galileo.
First thing I do is hit the thing with the EMP. Keep away from the engines, because the engines can burn you and cause massive damage. And already we've disabled it. We just got to keep the attack going. Eventually, once it's permanently disabled, it's knackered. We've got our anti-shield torpedo, and it's bullshit. What's happened there is that it's somehow managed to glitch through the ship. So that's why it hasn't done anything, otherwise it would have knocked half the shields off. But we'll just continue our assault here. And it's going to go boom, and it goes boom. Gotta love the boom. Closer, grapple it. Now that fighter can't escape us, which is quite good for handling troublesome fighters that are constantly around you. But the problem is you have to get close to grapple. Plasma cannons are very effective at stripping shields and hull. But the slow firing means you have to lead your shots a bit. And that's pretty much the end of the mission. Reason why this battle... Oh, and there goes...
Navy Titan has been crushed.
Nice.
Clear surrounding area of enemy craft and return to base.
Another reason why the battle platform is incredibly important is because they act as basically doors to the solar systems. If you control it, you can control who comes in and out. Which is why it's important for the League to take the Galileo one.
Well done, mission complete. Come back on board.
Docking sequence initiated.
There we go. Are we going to see more of our fighters flying past? Oh no, for once they're not. And we can see here the save point. That means you finished the act. So we go here, and then we're going to go to the next cutscene.
It had been a baptism by fire for the League's fleet. But now we'd tasted victory, and it was a flavor we liked. Though even in the midst of all that joy, there was bitter resentment against the Tsar. He tried to tear apart our homes, and we knew he'd only failed because his forces were spread too thinly. Perhaps he didn't quite expect the guts and passion that the League delivered, but now he knew what we were capable of. He would undoubtedly try again. Unless, of course, we got him first.
Offensive anti-Navy measures are now underway. Successful penetration of the Draco system can be confirmed. Galileo has also been fully secured. Navy resources have been detained in the region of the Draco warp hole. Intelligence gathering is in operation. Key military targets within the Draco system are currently being ascertained. Certain enemy resource supply routes have been noted within the Hecate zone. Disrupting these supplies would have an immediate effect on the Imperial arms manufacturing process. A tanker convoy is being tracked to a spaceport. You are required to launch an attack on all tankers within this convoy and prevent them docking at their destination. You are free to engage all defending craft.
So, as you can see here, we have successfully secured the Galileo system for the League, which means now we're moving to a system called Draco, which is basically where the Empire produces all their murderous shit. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our system for ourselves, hopefully. So we're going to launch our craft, the good old venerable S9 Hydra.
Targets identified. Commence attack.
So we're going to destroy these tankers before they get to the space station, which I've already checked earlier is invincible. The tankers aren't much problems, this is actually generally an easy mission.
Nice shooting, sir.
Thanks.
Woohoo! That'll show. Don't worry, we'll keep those fighters off your back.
There's another one.
One left. Good luck.
These will go down with style.
Nice one. Let's get out of here.
Commencing jump
And that's a nice
sequence.
easy mission to the start of Draco, but trust me, it will ramp up. But I would say generally, as long as you focus on the objective and being aware, you should be alright. We're still a freedom fighter for now.
The introduction of League forces into the Draco system is continuing as rapidly as current resource levels allow. Further incursion is projected to allow the destruction of all key Navy manufacturing facilities. Extreme care is to be taken in the distribution of broadcast information, as our presence is not yet fully recognized. Information retrieved indicates that the destroyed tankers were intended to act as tow craft for an enemy mining station. This appears to play a major role in the manufacture of visually aided missile systems. The decision has been taken to order its removal. Located within an asteroid belt, the mining station uses a compressed energy tractoring system to collect ore. Enter the belt and target the mining station for total destruction.
So we've got a new craft this time, the S7 Chimera, which is basically a bomber craft. It's the League's equivalent of the Stormlord. It's one of the crafts I dislike. It's only really the Vampire that I dislike more, and that's because its lasers recharge slowly, and you only get one torpedo of
This
each
is
type.
command. You are on your own for this one. The mining station must be destroyed.
So you got your anti-shield, plasma, which is like a heavy weapon one, and a burst one, which basically sends fragments. So, and also this fight was very close. So there's the mine station that we're meant to be destroying. So wait till this flak. I never understand how to avoid the flak once you get so close. I know it's all about time. So we're going to fire our burst one, you'll see here. Sends shrapnel, but it's absolutely worthless. Now we've got them down, so we've just got to keep firing. Oh, it's going to go boom, it's going to go boom. Oh yeah.
Good work, pilot. Negotiate your way out of the asteroid field, then return to base.
And then we get rid of this
Jump
fighter, which is
sequence
fucking
initiated.
awful. Looks cool though. That's the only thing that's for it, though. Looks cool, but absolutely hated it otherwise. Oh, we're now a Crusader. Keep those war crimes coming.
Intelligence scanning indicates that the Navy is attempting to inform its higher command structure of our incursion into its territory. Should this be successful, a maximum alert will be triggered, and our mission will be seriously jeopardized. Specific details reveal a communications craft has been launched towards a Navy frigate in the Selene zone. There is no doubt that this craft carries precise information regarding our fleet and capabilities. The capture of this communications craft is required. A League cruiser will be in the vicinity. Disable the comms craft, then tow it to the cruiser.
So we're back to the best ship of the game, the S-11 Demon. We're not destroying something, we've got to disable it, and then we've got to use the grapple gun to drag its fat ass to one of our ships. It's a good job we got the Demon.
Okay, let's get that comms
I've
craft.
noticed that
Remember,
the
we need to keep this one
cockpits look
alive.
all different.
Just use EMP weapons against it.
You can also change the view there, so there's the third person view, first person cockpit, the first person without the cockpit. I personally like this one, but I will change if need be. Oh, it's going to try and escape, but it's not going to matter because it's only a comms craft.
Nice work. Now grab it with your grapple gun. Great.
There we go.
Support cruisers decloaking. We'll try and hold back these fighters until you can tow this baby over to it. Good luck.
That's basically a light mine which is used to distract missiles. So when you see that incoming, you go, whoop, pew. But you have to be dead quick. Now we've got to fly this Comcraft all the way to this cruiser so we can capture it. Which beats them to, like, you know, use APCs and wait for them to fly over and protect them like children. Whee! The simulation physics in this is very arcadey because obviously PlayStation can't calculate real world space physics, and it's also ease of use, so it flies more like an aeroplane than a space fighter. Because in reality you could just thrust, cut thrust, flip around and shoot from behind. But I still love this game. Ow.
This is command.
There we
Communications craft successfully captured. Well done.
Jump gate open.
go. And that was another easy mission. As you can see there, yes, we did lose one fighter, but we did gain the objective, and we're at the end of another act. I do believe that this act is literally designed so you have to go out your way to fail. Like, even when I played this when I was 10, I never failed this act. So we continue campaign.
How many childhoods were lost around the rings of Selene or above the surface of Eurydice? Rookers were becoming hardened to the fluctuations of war as innocent fears were forgotten in the searing heat of battle. We hope the Navy were learning those fears as we were losing ours. We were like an organism, cells working in harmony. We felt that Draco was falling to the League and morale was high. The capture of the Navy comms craft had severed their contact with Empire control. There would never be a better time to strike.
Further incursion into Draco is now sustainable. Key Navy communication links remain incapacitated. Manufacturing and research facilities throughout the system are currently being located for guerrilla raids. Concealed research bases on Shalina are known to be contributing sensitive information hostile to League ambitions. League fleets in the Shalina zone are experiencing sporadic attention from a lone Navy cruiser. Anti-League intelligence is thought to be on board. We have a League frigate in the zone which will pursue the craft as it attempts to leave the system. You are required to support the frigate and disable the enemy cruiser. League APCs will then dock for intelligence retrieval.
So we had finished the previous act where we have successfully gained a foothold in Draco, and the Navy is still unaware that we're attacking Draco fully, so now we've got a time where we can continue striking and hopefully take the system from the Empire. Here's another, what I like to call capture and gangbang mission, where basically we go in, disable a craft, and then babysit some APCs as they invade and take over the ship. We've got our favourite ship, the S9 Hydra. Oh, forget it has fast loading.
Okay, pilot. We need you to disable this cruiser so we can send in the troops. Hold it. Incoming fighters detected. Can you clear them?
We have to clear the fighters first before we can, because that ship is literally flying at God knows how the speed it is, so we'll never catch it up. And it's cloaked, so we can't play it anyway. Nice.
Disable that cruiser. Use only EMP weapons.
Yeah,
we
no.
want this one alive.
So we use all of our missiles, which is fine by me. Oh, there's the level of detail dropping as they both accelerate away from me. Bloody hell. Childs. I was starting to catch up. The League ship is firing flak, and the problem is these frigates are very, very soft. In fact, all League ships are soft, apart from the fighters. In the lore, the League fighters are better, for the most part, compared to their Navy counterparts. But in the fleets categories, Navy ships are always higher, better shields, better weapons, better sensors, which fits with the League's, you know, guerrilla style. Embarrassing. Right, let's get this cruiser. Let's just continue nailing it.
Great. The defense grid's down. We're sending in the APCs. Keep them covered.
There's a jump gate there. continue bullying this tornado. It's a bit of a cheese strategy, but hey, it works. Tornado's basically just their version of the S5 Vampire. It's very fast, but that's about it. Doesn't have very powerful weapons. Shields crumple as soon as you tap it. There was actually 2 sequels to this game, which was Colony Wars Vengeance. I don't really want to talk too much about them because it'll ruin the plot of this one if I talk about the plot. But basically, the second one you're playing is the other side, and the third one you're playing is someone independent. So again, we're just cheesing this, but why not? Play it, cheese it. Too lackadaisy there. I can just kill him now because the APC is pretty much there. Uh-oh. I might have balls up here. Yep, I might have balls up here. Out there. I thought the APC was a lot closer. I forget that the APCs are like bloody paper. Keep an eye on the APC this time. Not get too cocky, because the problem was really as well, I was so far away from the cruiser that when that tornado jump gated in to replace the one I killed, he was already where the APC was, so all he had to do was hit the APC a couple of times and it died. One thing this game misses, the sequels did implement, which was a lead-in system, so you can see where you need to approximately aim to actually hit even though you're moving. Right, he's definitely close, but I'm gonna wait. Did I push? Oh yeah, I do. I didn't know that.
Got the troops on board.
But that's what you every day. Usually the MP actually pushes the enemy away. So no wonder why I was pushing him halfway across the galaxy. Oh yeah, more Hydras, you know, where were you guys when I needed yous? Okay, we did lose one fleet loss because we lost that APC, counts as a fleet, but we took out 5 fighters.
It is becoming clear that without certain items of intelligence, our threat to Draco is limited. As we now have possession of a Navy cruiser, we are able to attempt the retrieval of this information. It is the Navy's intention to hold a funeral marking the death of a high-level officer. Our captured cruiser will join the funeral convoy before breaking the line and employing a tractor beam to retrieve the body once it is fired into space. The silicon databanks located within the corpse's skull can then be decrypted. The captured cruiser must be defended, as once its identity is known, extreme Navy aggression is likely. Due to the clandestine nature of this operation, shielded broadcast beams only must be employed. You are assigned a captured Navy interceptor for this mission. Good luck.
This is an unusual mission because we are actually flying a Navy ship. This mission still trips us up now because one thing I didn't learn when I used to play this when I was younger was if you go for any of the fleet craft, you get a self-destruct because they figure out that you... But yet they ignore when you kill like 50 million fighters, but hey. Ah, there it is, the Thunder Child. Given the same weapons as the S11, even though on the craft database I believe it's different. Says our captured cruiser, stay away from its engines, because I don't want to lose half me. Because as soon as they're tractoring that pod, the jig's up, we're going to have to fight for our lives.
As they cast his body onto the wastes of space, lest his spirit never come to rest.
Oh.
They've detected us, pilot. Fighters closing. Cover us. We've initiated jump sequence. We'll warp out of here as soon as we can.
Estimated time till cruiser jump clearance.
The problem is you've got
3 minutes.
50 million bits of flak.
This is Imperial Navy Command. Your pathetic computer
Oh,
override
come
has
on.
been defeated.
I didn't even shoot.
This will not be tolerated. Colonial Navy fighter auto-destruct sequence activated.
Oh, that's just absolutely
9,
chod.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Successful escape pod.
Trust me,
operation.
I'm giving you the middle finger for that, because I did not shoot a single fleet craft. Well, there we go, our first fail. Which means we move to another.
The increasing rate of infiltration by powerful Navy hardware suggests that enemy supply routes have been established beyond Draco. Intelligence reports indicate that limited warnings have been circulated to a number of key Imperial command centers. Previously unrecorded weaponry is now being encountered. Incoming pulses received from League Space Station 73.4 verify an immediate threat from a Navy destroyer using unidentified tactical beam weapons. Strike cannons will be used against the destroyer. However, the cannons must first be transferred to the correct location. Provide support cover to units moving the strike cannons. Ensure that the cannons are protected, enabling them to successfully engage the enemy craft.
So because we failed the last mission, in a typical act there's 5 missions. The first mission, if you succeed, it then goes to mission 3. If you succeed mission 3, you then go to 5. And if you succeed 5, you pass on to the next act. If let's say you fail mission 1, you go to act 2. And usually passing act 2 then puts you back on the right track. If you fail act 3, like I have, I've been given mission 4. And I've got to succeed this one to get back on track. If I fail this one, usually if you fail in a 5-act mission, if you fail act 4, you go to an alternative act, usually the bad one. So let's continue. We've got the demon at least.
That destroyer's gotta have a big fighter force. Cover us until we get into position and can launch these cannons.
Let's get rid of these storm lords first.
Uh-oh, this looks tough.
Nice shoot!
So you can't escape me now. Thank you there, Dark Angel.
Strike cannons will be in position in 4 minutes, 30 seconds.
Ah, there's the destroyer, so kind of just wasting a bit of time here for the destroyer to get close enough so we can hit the thing. I'm not really going after the tornado because the tornado's not really a threat. These storm lords are though. There's the destroyer, you can see it. Ow. We're losing it. Oh, here we go. There's the destroyer, and we just take it out like this. It's gonna go boom.
This is command. Enemy destroyer removed. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Jump sequence
I needed that pat
initiated.
on me back. So we can see there and this would be the
Incoming
mission we would have
reports
got
detail
if we
major
succeeded
successes
in
against
mission 3.
Imperial manufacturing bases. The Navy presence has subsequently decreased, as emergency repair units are fully engaged on sabotaged industrial units. Tactical support projections suggest that League victory within Draco is now possible. However, Navy command units are being encountered, suggesting further resistance. Scanning reveals a Navy command craft in the region of a new League starport. It is surmised that high-ranking military personnel are on board. Removal of this craft could seriously damage the effectiveness of the Navy's chain of command. You are required to intercept and destroy this command craft.
So we're back on track, and we got the demon again, so I'm happy. We basically got to destroy a command craft. Okay, so we're just flying on target. I love how cool the demon looks. And its payload is absolutely awesome.
Come on, pilots, let's get that craft. Intelligence guess it's virtually unsupported. This should be easy.
Well, it's a command craft, so really we shouldn't have much problems with this, because shoot.
Wow! How many of them are there?
Oh, got a few Thunderchilds on us, but best thing to do here is just ignore them. And I don't listen to your advice, because I like to kill a few things. And this now you'll see why time is of the essence and why this command craft is actually quite fucking dangerous.
Codes accepted. Auto-destruct sequence activated. Self-destruct in 3 minutes. Self-destruct sequence uploaded.
Oh, I didn't even get to be called Fly Boy.
Initiated.
And again, that's why this mission ain't no looks easy. You can't run a time limit, which is a bit crap, but hey. Alright, so we're still a Crusader. We took out one fight with one ship, and we finished this act. Oh, closing on Sol. I wonder what that means. Okay, we need to now swap the disc. So we go to change disc. Colony Wars disc 2.
These were the sights and sounds of history changing and shifting. Suddenly, the League of Free Worlds was closing in on Sol, the home of our enemies. We'd seen simulations of the system, but most of us had never dreamt of ever being there. Now we were closing in on it, the birthplace of it all. The collapse of Draco was a spectacle I'll never forget. In those split seconds after victory was won, I thought the stars were parting to let us through.
The breaching of the Sol System warp hole by the League Assault Fleet is imminent. Preparations for heavy engagement are in progress. Ammunition and craft support resources are now at maximum levels. All intelligence support units are operational. Relevant data will follow. Incoming scans reveal a minefield triggered by siren weapons on the Sol side of the warp hole. Fleet velocities and deployment levels prohibit the cancellation of this assault. The siren weapons must therefore be removed in advance of the fleet's emergence from the warp hole. Enter the warp hole and destroy the siren weapons before the League fleet is caught by the minefield. Be aware that failure to disable this minefield will result in the loss of the attack's spearhead.
Okay, so basically we're now doing basically the equivalent of a space D-Day on the Empire's home system, which is Sol, which is where Earth is. We're using the shitty S5 Vampire, which is only marginally worse than the S9 Chimera, because apparently we need speed. Speed! Basically what we've got to do is shoot a bunch of these things called siren weapons, which are surrounded by mines. So, and it all sounds like it's urgent in time, You've got plenty of time to do this, because even when the ship
This
arrives,
is command.
you've got about 4 or 5
Estimated
minutes on
arrival
top.
of Dreadnought in 3 minutes. Sirens must be cleared at this time.
Just keep moving, keep shooting. It's not a really hard mission.
Dreadnought due to exit porthole in 1 minute.
Well, there it is. Oh, that worked.
All detected sirens clear. Mission complete.
Thank you, pilot. That was a close one. Your mission is complete.
Thanks.
Jump gate open.
Ain't all this sort of enemy ships shooting about like, but yeah, I'll just like fuck off and leave them all to it. Uphold with the lot.
Successful entry to the solar system has been confirmed. As the full extent of Navy warning capabilities is not known, rapid consolidation of the assault force is necessary. Official Navy responses have not yet been intercepted. However, prompt enemy action is expected. The immediate League priority is the seizure of the Sol battle platform. This will allow us to establish military supply networks and ensure consistent communication links with the League command in Galanaya. You are required to approach the battle platform and engage its defenses. All shields and sensors must be depleted to allow a successful assault.
So we're back on the Hydra.
This is command. The capture of the Sol battle platform is our highest priority. The platform must be disabled in order to permit capture. Use EMP weapons only. The platform must not be damaged.
So now we need to go and disable this copycat Death Star. See the flashes there, that's the flak. See, if you can see the flak like that, you're laughing. 'Cause it's easy to avoid. There we go, just gotta do nice. There we go.
Battle platform disabled. APCs have been launched. Enemy fighters have been detected. Protect the APCs.
Now we're going to stop these Thunder Childs.
I like the look of this. Short and sweet.
I'll just take that in the chin.
Uh-oh, this looks tough.
See, this one's a bit harder because they're spawning more than one. I could just continue EMP mode. Well, I suppose this. It's nearly there. Go on there, Dark Angel. Do me proud. Ah, wrong button again.
APCs have successfully
There we
captured
go.
the platform. Well done, pilot.
Commencing docking sequence.
Nearly got a game over there because I accidentally shot my Dark Angel. Again, more Hydras there. Where were they at? Could have done with the help. So again, we're Upholder of the Law now. I think you can go Son of the League as the highest rank.
The presence of League forces within Seoul has led to severe disruption within the Navy's command structure. Certain personnel have reportedly gone missing. Intelligence gathered by data sweeping indicates that the Navy's military methods are undergoing revision. It is known that League civilian installations are now to be targeted by enemy forces. All civilian engineering and medical bases established within Seoul have been placed on alert. Hostile craft have been positively identified approaching a civilian starport within the Neptune zone. Provide armed support to the starport. Heavy Navy weaponry is understood to be in the region. Engage and destroy all enemy craft.
This is a mission that used to always trip me up as well. But I found that using EMP weapons on the strike cannons is the best way to defeat.
This is Command. Your mission is clear, pilots. Take out those strike cannons. The space station must be protected.
Enemy launches detected. Strike cannons targeting space station.
Uh-oh, this looks tough.
shot. I need support now!
Okay, so we got blizzards, which are like their very heavy support, like this. I'm gonna take these out quick because after these I've got to start focusing on strike cannons. Alright, so take out the these are the focus. Best way to cheese this level. Otherwise, you literally sometimes when they'll spawn 2 or 3 at once. As soon as you see the uncloak message right there, once they're permanently disabled, they're absolutely not even a danger. Because the station won't take much abuse before it gets destroyed. So that's why I use EMP, because it gives me more freeway to destroy them. So like the station there's not being scratched. Strike cannons are basically just huge ass guns with an engine and a cockpit slapped on.
This is command.
Oh.
All strike cannons destroyed.
Oh, what?
Mission complete.
Even easier.
Jump sequence initiated.
It's a little bit of a cheese because the idea is you're meant to literally just sweep in and take them out quickly. But if you EMP them, because they don't have strong EMP protection, it's dead easy to EMP, disable, move to this one, disable, then once you're disabled, just destroy it at your leisure. If you've destroyed the blizzard and it's all your tornado left, the tornado's just an annoyance. And as you can see here, we've completed another act. Okay, without further ado, I will be taking a little break. 2 seconds. Alright, so we're back here, and now let's continue to the next act.
We were inside the enemy's home. It was indescribable. They had been ready for us, but we were so fired up and fueled by self-belief that we managed to seize the Sol battle platform, ready for the ultimate Earth strike. We regrouped and tried to keep our minds off the dangers. There was no chance of sending out any scouts. The whole system was crawling with Navy craft. And however powerful we felt, we were still just tiny blips on their scanners. But with our supply channels in place, we were getting bigger.
Concerted measures are now being taken against key industrial centers within planetary zones. Those centers responsible for the manufacture of arms are targeted in particular. The Empire Command appears to be transmitting contradictory messages to its fleet, indicating a degree of confusion. It is hoped that continued raids can exacerbate this situation. There are a number of ecospheres attached to an arms orbital in the Jupiter zone. Tractor beams are used to maintain the link. Destruction of these installations would represent a weakening in the Navy's military supply chain. You are required to attack the ecospheres and the arms orbital. All targets must be destroyed. Be aware that defense measures are likely to be intense.
So we have gained a foothold in the enemy camp, and now we're taking further measures to destroy their ability to fight. So we have to now destroy arms orbital, which is basically a massive station that builds guns, using the SM Chimera, which is fucking terrible. But still an easy mission.
This is Command. Target the arms orbital and ecospheres for complete destruction. This will severely affect the Navy's resource chain.
We're likely to get heavy fighter flak. We'll try and keep them off your back. Just get that orbital as fast as you can.
Well, that's what we gotta destroy, but we are first going for the cargo ship. Because you know we like to destroy everything. Because we're terrorists.
I'm under fire!
But yeah, we're all under fire, mate. And there goes the orbital.
Just ecospheres left to target.
Now go destroy these big discs called ecospheres. Scaling's a bit fucked up on this game, but just one more ecosphere. I think that's the end of this mission.
Pick off these fighters and head home.
Alright, now we've got a dogfight. Brilliant. This does have a rear gun, but it's kind of pointless. Because it's quicker to just simply turn around and shoot at what's behind it. Oh, come on, I picked these up.
This is command. All targets destroyed. Mission complete.
Commencing jump sequence.
Well, that was a relatively easy mission. Did lose a fighter though.
Following successful violation of key positions within the Jupiter zone, further maneuvers within this area are now necessary. Navy forces are having to transfer from outer regions due to sudden depletion of resources. Only concentrated attacks can capitalize on these developments. League Command require an installation to be established on the Jupiter starport. As this is currently in the possession of the Colonial Navy, landing forces will need to successfully attack before supply networks can be established. Ensure that the starport shields and sensors are overwhelmed prior to the launch of APC forces containing landing troops. It is essential that these defenses are knocked out.
Okay, so we are now using the final craft that's been unlocked, also known as the S-21 Eclipse, which is meant to be a stealth fighter, but you don't see any effect of that in-game. And it's basically like a Dark Angel with a couple of the Hydra's weapons added on. Really, it's actually not all that great. I'd rather have the Demon or the Hydra.
is Command. You know the plan, pilot. Take out the starport's defenses using EMP weapons only. The starport must not be harmed.
Cool, I can't bully using the grapple gun at least. Ah. Okay, now we're getting storm lords being launched. Sure if these stations have infinite numbers of like ships to launch, or if there is like a finite number. Suppose we'll find out soon enough. Because I'm trying to keep the Stormlords away from the destroyer, because let's face it, League fleet ships, even their dreadnoughts, have got paper for shields. Ah, looks like we've hit the limit. So let's start thrashing this with EMP guns. Ow, 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 ow. There we go.
Defense grid is down. We are launching APCs.
Actually gonna have to earn this capture today. As you can see there, the cockpit is also looking different on the Eclipse. Because he's grappled, he can't go anywhere.
Sensors indicate frigate is on collision course with starport.
This is Command. Change of
We're
plan.
about to be
We
attacked.
must protect our gains. Destroy enemy frigate and remaining fighter force before docking with starport for further instructions.
Again, we can just do this, but we're about to lose our shields, that's fine. Navy frigate's absolutely owned now. blow, it's gonna blow. Boom! Ah!
Shields destroyed.
So there we go, we've lost our shields, which is basically our second and first health bar. Shields don't regenerate.
This is Command. Our troops have boarded the starport. We have control. Well done, pilot. Return to base.
Docking sequence initiated.
And that was the eclipse. Absolutely fucking awful. Oh, we've got to rank up Preserver of Life.
Incoming data streams indicate that the Empire is in the process of using highly coercive techniques to increase the size of defense forces on inner system planets. While the volume of resistance to our activities will increase, the quality of opposing forces should suffer. We have also received information detailing the disappearance of a number of League transporters in the Jupiter zone. Their trace signals have vanished while in the vicinity of a disused mining platform. A valuable cargo transporter is now approaching this region and requires armed protection. Fly with the transporter and provide military support should the craft run into difficulty. League bases are in need of constant supplies. We cannot afford to lose these resources if our threat is to be maintained.
Okay, so apparently we're now doing an escort mission with the Venerable Dark Angel.
This is Cargo Transport 010. Welcome, pilot. No interference detected at the moment. We are continuing to destination on planned course.
Okay, so that obviously looks ominous, that big asteroid thing. Gee, I wonder what that is.
Whoa! Attention all League craft. The mining station is approaching. Target and destroy.
Let's get it destroyed before it becomes a threat.
Enemy fighters detected.
This is Cargo Transporter. Mayday. We are under attack. We have requested command assistance.
This is Command. A dreadnought is en route to your location. ETA, 5 minutes. You are ordered to protect the cargo and cause as much collateral damage to mining platform as possible.
And it's dead already.
Great work. Mission complete. Come aboard.
Docking sequence initiated.
Where the fuck did that dreadnought come from? It just vanished out of my arse. Yeah, well. And that's the end of another act. So we're going to save here. Let's continue.
We had done well. Whatever happened, the League had broken the Empire's grip throughout the colonized worlds. To that extent, the job was done. But that wasn't enough. We knew the Father and the Tsar remained on a collision course. The Father could never accept a universe in which the Tsar still exercised his doctrines of greed and theft. As for the Tsar, his huge armed forces spoke for him. We wondered what else he might be ready to add to the argument. There was still much to be done before we could silence him forever.
League advances are reported throughout Sol's inner territories. Emergency Navy battalions have been drawn from loyal communities on Mars and Jupiter. The enemy's remaining military supply links have been upgraded to near capacity levels. Expect extreme resistance. Certain difficulties are being encountered by a number of League fleetcraft supporting the attack. Constant ammunition runs are required, and engineering supplies are fluctuating. We also have a League dreadnought in the vicinity of Mars, requesting a rendezvous with a local destroyer. Accompany the destroyer to the dreadnought. Should hostile craft enter the vicinity, provide armed support to all League craft.
Ah, another Dark Angel mission. Not the worst.
This is League Destroyer T-45. Glad you can join us, but there doesn't seem to be much activity. We will rendezvous with Dreadnought shortly. Just keep your eyes open.
Okay, it's very quiet, no enemy ships about. Why do I feel suspicious?
This isn't right. We should have encountered Navy interference by now.
Yeah. Oh, what's happening here? Looks
It's an
like that's a
ambush.
captured
We'll have to fight.
dreadnought.
We don't have the firepower to take down a dreadnought alone. Urgent assistance is required.
But again, this is quite an easy mission. You just, as soon as it goes blue, you take it out.
This is
There
command.
we go.
Return to base, pilot. Nice work.
Jump sequence
Let's
initiated.
ever explain how that became an enemy ship. In one of the branches, it does talk about holographic technology, or it could be just it was a League dreadnought that's being captured.
Strategic analysis reports are indicating large-scale disruption at the heart of the Empire Command. Attempts are now being made to obtain specific details. League supply chains are running consistent supplies to units threatening interplanetary zones. The regional balance of forces is favorable. Final assault initiatives are now underway. Efforts to undermine key installations have been established. A raid on the Mars starport is imminent. The starport maintains its orbit via 2 tractor beams. You are required to join the attack on this installation and ensure its destruction. Be aware that the population of Mars remains fiercely hostile to League ambitions.
This mission is absolutely fucking awful because you automatically assume you have to attack the space station, but you don't. You have to attack these 2 things that are tethered to it. And again, they give you the worst fucking ship to use, which is the Chimera, technically.
This is League Destroyer. Take out the tractor beam generators. We'll take on the starport.
So I've got to go for those red dots. I want you to stop these storm lords first.
Not much to trouble us this time.
Oh, I hate when that happens. Get out from behind the sun. Can't see you then. 'Cause my eyes are old.
Our beam lasers aren't even touching it. It must have some new form of shield technology. We can't sustain this attack for much longer. Get rid of those generators now.
So this is what I've got to do now is attack these. There we go. There we go. Bye-bye. Just stay away from it. There we go, and as you can see there, let's try to launch. Bye bye, space station. Kaboom!
Nice work. Let's see what the Navy think of that.
Nice, we only committed a war crime, but it doesn't
Docking
matter.
sequence initiated.
More bombers, which would have been useful some time ago, but hey.
Damage caused by the prevalence of enemy clone ships is seriously threatening the final League advances within Sol. Widespread confusion has been noted within the Empire's inner command corps. However, in order to take full advantage of this situation, it will be necessary to secure the destruction of key clone ship manufacturing facilities. A super orbital above the surface of Mars has been verified as the clone fighter's primary source. An assault fleet has been briefed to enter the orbital's airspace and attempt the full destruction of this manufacturing compound. However, fierce resistance is expected. You are required to provide armed support to this attack, engaging the superorbital and all defending craft. Ensure that the League destroyer survives this mission, as supplies of all hardware are now limited.
Right, so now we've got to then destroy another arms orbital. At least it's better than the Chimera, I suppose. Kinda-ish. Ship looks cool though, gotta give it that.
This is command. Target the superorbital for total destruction. This is a Priority 1 order. Maintain radio silence after this message.
I don't see the point in shooting until we go. Get away from those engines. It's funny enough, when the engines are busted, they can actually damage a ship and very fast. T-21 Spectre, which is basically a ship that's meant to employ holographic technology to make you think what you see is what you get. I think it was like the counterpart to the Eclipse. This is meant to be stealth, the Eclipse on the C8 meant for that.
I like the look of this, short and sweet.
Okay, let's get back on task. One more.
Yeah! Nice shooting! One Captain Frigate fire. Hang on! Declosing enemy frigates detected. Take them out, guys! Take them out now!
Alright, calm down. Do that. use the plasma torpedo, so what a waste. Let's get rid of the shields. I've got so far. Boom! Overkill.
Area clear. Mission complete.
Commencing jump sequence.
So that's another act out the way, so let's save it. We are now Protector of Innocence. Sounds like a really creepy cult title, that. Well, another act.
We could feel the heat of Sol as we drew close to the Earth. This was the place our ancestors had set out from so long ago. Now, though, the Earth signified nothing to us except tyranny and oppression. It was a war that left a legacy of pain and destruction. Now it was within our power to consign centuries of genocide to the wastes of history. With one final assault, we could avenge our forefathers and destroy the Empire forever. That was what we believed and what we hoped for. It was up to us now, and us alone.
The final descent sequence has now been triggered. Coordinates and automatic target points have been located and logged. Battle units in transit from outlying barracks are reporting at short intervals. Heavy bombardment of enemy craft in the vicinity of Earth is continuing. Attempts are being made to stifle the supply of military craft to hostile air bases. A Navy carrier craft of substantial capacity has been identified in the Earth zone, close to the planet's moon. It is loading a cargo of high-velocity fighters for use in close battle situations. You are required to approach the space station where loading is currently underway. The carrier and enemy fighters in the vicinity are to be destroyed. Good luck.
So we're now in the final act. Any failure at these missions will result in an ending, which is technically the canon ending for the sequel. So again, we have to destroy a carrier and fighters.
Okay, we've got to take out this carrier. This could be tough. Let's go in slowly.
And it's the only time you see a carrier in game. Super fighter known as the Typhoon.
Nice shoot!
To me, it just looks like a bunch of bloody tornadoes taped together.
They've made us. It's all attack from here. Get that carrier.
Going for complete destruction here, so we're going to take out this space station because, you know, war crimes. It's gonna go boom, boom. Right, let's finish off this carrier. Boom.
Nice work, pilot. Mission complete.
Commencing jump sequence.
Alright, so let's continue.
The League is now attempting to take decisive action in the region of Earth. Navy forces are defending in substantial numbers. However, intermediate reports indicate that a lack of organization among some enemy units is allowing League forces to advance further. Fierce retaliatory measures are evident throughout the Earth zone. Units must endeavor to break through cordons and concentrate the final assault on Earth itself. Intense enemy action is reported in a region bound by the Earth and its moon. Titan craft are present in this area. If we are to weaken the enemy force significantly, these Titans must be destroyed. Engage enemy units and ensure the destruction of all such craft.
Alright, here's another mission. Pushing towards Earth. Again, failure at any of these missions in this act results in an ending. And we've got this craft, which is mediocre at best. We're fighting against what is known as the Titans. The Navy's big guns. We've got to go against two of them. We've already disabled this one, so it's no longer a threat. There's also keep hitting it till it's permanently disabled. I haven't taken a single hit yet. Oh, it's gonna blow, it's gonna go. There's one. Oh, another one comes in. Just need to move in. I guarantee you this one won't be as easy. Already trying to shoot us flat. There we go. And there's more of our eclipses getting launched because they keep dropping like flies. go, it's gonna go. Boom!
This is command. All Navy Titans are down. This has been a good day for the League. Be proud of yourselves, pilots. Victory is almost ours. Mission complete.
In case you're wondering why I'm pausing after big explosions and then unpause, it's because it equalizes the sound so you can hear the audio better. Well, we lost 8 fighters, but you know, here's the final mission.
Fluctuating readings received from remote scanning devices indicate a force of indeterminate strength within the final descent field. Urgent transmissions received from Lee Command suggest that the assault route to be taken is now blocked. A successful attack on Earth is deemed to be dependent on the removal of this unidentified obstruction. Intermittent signal jams are evident. The obstruction is clearly a key command craft, which refuses to engage an attack protocol. Intelligence units suggest that it may be the Tsar's personal Super Titan. However, the existence of such a craft has never previously been verified. All heavily armed League units are required to approach and engage this craft. Its destruction will signal the fall of the Earth Empire. You are required to ensure this scenario prevails.
Well, final mission. 9 times out of 10 I fail this one. But I've been told apparently if you do a wide swing around, that should be easier. I'm expected to fail this one.
This is League Command. Destruction of the Super Titan is vital. We have no information on its defenses.
I also
We are
can't just
sending
use
all
the
available
EMP
dreadnoughts to
trick.
attempt destruction of the Super Titan. Support them and do what you can. Good luck.
Apparently
pilot.
sweep around to the back is easier because there's less flak on the rear, which makes sense. You distract the League ships, do your job. Let's see if this works. Let's see now. Oh, I've done it. It worked.
This is Command. The Tsar's Super Titan is destroyed. Our victory
My
is
two
confirmed.
cats, Eric and Lyra, have come to
Victory
celebrate.
is ours. You will shortly be returning home. Be assured, pilots.
We
that
won.
your efforts will
Okay,
never
we lost the
be
3
for
League
naught.
Dreadnoughts, but it's acceptable
Jump
sacrifices.
sequence initiated.
Hey. Sorry, there, it's just my 2 cats, the raccoons, half ragdoll, half Maine Coon. Lyra from Dark Materials and Error from Final Fantasy VII.
At last, it was time for our species to move on. I suppose there were those in the League who felt pride, but I couldn't dig out such an emotion. I was exhausted. I could hardly comprehend that the war was over, and now I felt simply drained. The unconditional surrender had come from the heart of the Empire. We assumed this meant the Tsar was still alive. But once the drop to Earth had been made, and the League had scoured the Imperial Palace, it brought back only one message. The Tsar was gone. He had vanished. In those months and years following the bloodshed, the people of Saul left their homes and made new lives on the fertile colony worlds. I often wonder whether they find life without the Empire as strange as I find life without the League. Now that the struggle is over and the worlds rule themselves, something seems to be missing. Though it isn't something I'd ever want to return.
Well, I finally did it. That tactic did work. Quite effectively, actually. Or I just looked out. So we could see here, we're a protector of innocence. Yes, we lost 3 League Dreadnoughts, but, you know, sacrifices. But we won. Now we can look at the mission log. Because we've completed to the end, we get the level selection. You can see how the mission structure is. And you can probably see there was a white line that's dark, that's like brighter than the others. So that's the first act. That's the second act. And then we won. And because we won, we went to Draco rather than Diomedes. Diomedes is basically where, you know, the League has fought on in Galanai for so long, resources are being wasted that the Navy has decided to attack an ally of the League. And the League struggling have to go in. If you fail there, you get the first proper bad ending. And you got your different Draco ones, so that's if the Navy gets alerted, and you got a much harder fight there. That's the one we went in, where we got the initiative. And this one is like, what happens if you fail the act in this one, or you succeed in this one, but you don't succeed full right into this one. And it's sort of the decider. If you lose this one, you go into Alpha Centauri. If you win, you go to Sol. And again, we went to Sol. We did well. So we got the easier missions here. If you fail this act, you go to the harder ones here. Then next, if you struggle and fail this act, but not completely, you go to this one, where you basically decide where this is the canon ending here. But we succeeded and kept going on all the way to the end, which is where we won. If you fail a Draco or succeed at Diomedes, you get the Alpha Centauri, which is in a civil war. And basically what happens is you end up in a civil war with members of the League who think you're doing a shit job. And more endings here where the traitors sell you out or you make peace with the Empire. And that's Colony Wars. And the fact that you have all these missions and branching paths makes the game quite replayable. So I'll end the stream here. This is